This part work has been supplied to me free of charge from Fanhome.com. Please pop along to their website and see all of the other build-up part works that they have to offer, as well as other collections of collectible things. I would like to thank Fanhome for providing me with the part work so I can produce these videos for your enjoyment and educational needs. If you'd like to build one of your own, pop along to fanhome.com. They're available in many countries worldwide. If you do want to build one, leave a note in the comments to let me know how you're getting on, and let me know how I'm getting on as well. I'd like feedback of all types. So thank you once more to Fanhome for providing me with this kit. I hope you enjoy the build. Let's get on with it. Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models. Welcome to the start of a new artwork build-up series. This is building Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds, the 1967 Mustang, the world's most famous Mustang. It's a nice looking car. It's one of these cars that's primarily a street car, although it's from a film. But the film is not really so much focused on the car. It sort of is, although the car's only in it a bit. I don't know. It's sort of the if you haven't seen the film, go and watch it. It's a good, interesting film anyway. But it's all about stealing lots of cars. This is just like the highlight car. But yeah, it's good. So this is the first delivery in the pack. It contains parts 1 and 2. Now this is another one that Eagle Moss used to do, but obviously we won't talk about that. Fanhome have rescued it and are very kindly sending me this free of charge to myself for me to build and show you. So it's a little bit confusing, this first issue, as well as obviously the issue, which is in a nice smaller format. I quite like the more pocket-sized version. You do get, as ever, the sign-up information. But the sign-up information says about your first shipment includes kits 1 and 2, the 32-page magazine, free poster, free binder, obviously the parts and stuff. But this is in the first pack, telling you to order the first pack. But I think this is more of a general thing. Yes, free gifts throughout the series, throughout the pack, a binder, license plate, as is pretty traditional with a lot of these car builds, poster, a mug, an interesting looking more travel mug type thing rather than the normal ceramic mug, and a display case for it, which is very nice. Yeah, there's also a chance to win an exclusive canvas, signed canvas by the looks of it. Say signed, it is designed, not signed, designed for your collection. So in this issue, as well as the issue, we get the parts for parts 1 and 2. Part 1 is the nose, the front fender bumper thing, obviously a screwdriver as well, the lights to go into it. This is another one that has LED lighting and things in it, so that's that. We also get issue of part 2, which is the first of the wheels. There we have that. So we'll get to the building of that momentarily, but first of all, as ever with these, we're going to have a look through the magazine. So the reason I say this is a little bit strange, as with some of the old Eagle Moss versions, they give you one magazine per build series, per month, as far as I can tell, because next time I'm getting issue 2. So issue 1 is a nice big chunky magazine with lots of stuff in it. We'll go through it. We've got the Eleanor Mustang, your model section, telling you about what it is you're going to be building. I'm assuming this is not going to happen every month, but all the bits about it: moving front wheels, working front and rear lights, opening doors, metal bodywork, heavily detailed or highly detailed, and working brake lights. So doesn't look like it's going to make engine noises or anything like that. It's got lights that light up, so it's more than you need. The engine is obviously all detailed in there. Wheels, steering, folding seats. That's interesting. Yeah. The car trunk. Keep stuff in there. Side exhaust pipes, paint job, light kit. All good stuff. And it looks lovely, as all of these do. There we have that. Your guide to the instructions. Now it's time to start assembling your scale replica. So it tells you what parts you've received. Obviously, again, a screwdriver with that. How to assemble it, in picture information, which I shall put up on screen as and when I'm doing each of those parts. And that's that. And then it says, coming in kit 2, the front left rim and tyre. So they don't actually give you in this magazine the instructions for building the tyre. I have seen online some people have had a magazine which does contain that in it. I'm not sure if this is going to be in issue 2, although issue 2 is parts for stages 3, 4, 5 and 6, I believe. So I don't think it's going to contain the instructions for that. Luckily, the instructions for building this is very, very simple. And when I receive pack 2, if it doesn't contain it, I shall come back and do this anyway without the instructions. I'll show you how it's done in case you need it. In the middle of the magazine, we get a nice poster type thing. And then we're looking at the Spirited Lady. Interesting stuff about who Toby is. Toby? Not sure. I shall read the words at some point and find out. Then we've got the Gone in 60 Seconds universe. Now, there were 2 films. The original one from 60, whenever it was, and a more recent one, which I think is the one that this is all based on and focused on, because obviously they've got much more access to nicer looking pictures from that one. So that's that. Oh, yeah, there we go. This is the modern remake and the original movie. Obviously, they're going to talk about as well, which is nice. So there we have that. Then we look at the cars with women's names. Now, I think there were 49 in the original and 50 in this one, in the sequel. Basically, the story is steal all of these cars for me or bad things happen. So I don't know, have all of the cars got women's names? They may have. I can't remember. There was a big blackboard with names on it. So we've got Natalie, which is the Porsche. Vanessa, Dodge Charger. We know that one. We know a bit about that one. So yeah, a couple of the named cars from the film. Classic Mustangs. Yeah, we're looking back at the history of the company. All good stuff there. 31 and the 32nd page is in your next dispatch. You're going to get the wheel in your next magazine, talking about the Mustangs and stuff. So yeah, I shall clear this out of the way. We'll build the first part, and then we'll see what happens in the next patch, whether the second part is a combination of that or this. So let's clear this out of the way, and we'll get the front end put together. Okay, so the parts in the first issue. Obviously, the big, nicest part is the front end, the nose, all metal by the feel of it. The plastic inset there, it might just be painted. I think it's probably painted. Yeah, it's definitely painted. So that is a nice chunk, nice paint on there. Happy with that. We've got some screws. Now, strangely enough, they've started with DS02 and PS04. I have no idea. The numbering system or the labeling system on those is just, it is what it is. Yeah. We've got some lights and a little inset coloured, or some of them are coloured, some of them are not. Lenses. And the screwdriver, which is typical artwork screwdriver, a bit rubbish. Does the job, but I shall probably put that aside, excuse me, when I can talk again, and use a better screwdriver for this, because I don't want to mess up any of the screws or anything like that. So let's start off with the headlights. Are these labelled? They are. This is labelled AR, and that is a L, obviously for left and for right. This one is going in there. Now this is interesting. This says goes from the front through, because yeah, it's going to fit a bit like that. It will go through, get the angle right from either side. But that is on there, and then that is correct way up on there. We are using the DS02, the bigger screws for that. There are 3 in this packet, so we'll be using 2 on this side, 2 on these parts, 1 on each side. So let's get both of them out. Make sure that that is a good fit in the screwdriver. It is. And then that will just go in from the back in there like so. Now this obviously has a hole in the center there, which is where the LED bulb is going to go eventually when we need to install that. For some reason my screwdriver is partially extended. We don't need that, do we? Let's go get that back where it should be. So there we have the first part installed and looking lovely up there. We're going to do the same again on the other side. Obviously with the other screw. That should have picked up first, but we'll do that in a minute. My fingers to hold that in place, get the screwdriver ready. We get that on there. I'll come back and tighten that up afterwards. That's it in place on there now. Then we are using, let's see, D1F and D1H. So these are going to be different. How do we know which one's which? Let me have a closer look at them and see what we can see. They're going to have some way of identifying them. Have a look. Got a 2 written on the back of that one. That one also has a 2 on the back. That one has a 1 on the back of it. So these, got the blue and the clear, seem to be the same. We're putting the blue ones in and we're putting it into O1D and F. What does it say about that? It says quantity 1, D, F, H and J. I would assume the ones are going to be the first ones that we're going to be doing. Let's see if that's... Are they slightly different sizes? Yes, the 2s are a little bit bigger. Not by much. And the clear bits are a little bit bigger. So we're definitely going with the ones which are the smaller version. Little blue bit fits in there with a little pin through the middle, pushes in place and just holds that together like that. This will then go in at the top there. It says 2 and 2 and 1 and 1. Ah, right. Am I doing this wrong then? I am. Maybe. Let's have a look. This is definitely the smaller one. It says 1. And that is the smaller one. There's the clear ones are down the bottom. I may be doing this the wrong way round. Let's have a closer look and see if the one is going to go in there. It's the 1. They're going to fit. Well, the clear bit does fit in there. Size difference may be all in my mind. So this is the clear one, which is a 1 on it, which looks like it should go down there then. That's going to fit in there. So there's 2 holes in the metal piece, and there's a post and a screw hole on here. Yes, the screw hole is the one at the bottom because that's got a slight undercut on it. Getting that the right way round is going to be fun and interesting. And get it lined up. Can turn it, but that's not helping me get it lined up. All right, this is going to be great fun. That way round, in there. You can sort of see it through the hole there. There we go. That's now in there. And does indeed look right. Let me take one of the larger ones. Yeah, the larger one will not fit in there. I've got to get the blue bit out of there and put that in there. This is going to be held in place with one of these smaller PS screws. Going to need 4 of them for each of the, well, not 4 for each, 4 total. Let's just get one out. I'm going to switch out to a smaller screwdriver because this is a much smaller screw. That in there. Screw in the lower hole there, holding that in place. Now the clear piece did fit in quite securely, so it doesn't need any glue or screwing to hold that in place. So I'm sure that is going to be fine. And that is that. I'll get the other 3 in. I have to get that colour piece out of there, but it's easy enough because the hole does go all the way through the middle there, so I can push that out. I'll get the others in and then we'll have a look at it once it's finished. And there we have it. The blue lights at the top and the clear ones down the bottom, and obviously the large ones ready to accept the bulbs at a later date. It's nice. The fit of these is a little bit tricky. Just play around, get it locked in. I don't think it matters which one's which. But if it doesn't fit in properly, try switching it over just to see. They do look identical. I can't tell the difference between them, but yeah, it all goes together nicely and is all held in together nice and secure. So that is that for issue 1. I shall return at some point with issue 2 and find out, you know, if I get the instructions for it or not. I'll let you know when that part comes up in a week or so, I would expect, depending on when this fits into the schedule and when the next parts arrive. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for Fanhome for supplying me with this kit. And I shall see you for the next part very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Bye-bye for now.